What I'd like to do now is take you through a voice recording session, maybe a little slower this time, using my NCH WavePad software. I've decided that I like it quite a bit, and quite a bit more than Audacity, so I'm going to give you a good look at how it works. First, we're going to bring it up, and it just has this window for where recordings can be. And I go here and I say, give me a new recording, and I just click on new, and up comes the new recording. Now, one of the things that I really like about setting this up is that here I've got all these things on home. A lot of them I don't use, burn a CD. I'm not doing any of that stuff. But what I can do is I can go to custom, and notice this nice little custom menu here. I can configure anything that shows up here. So I always do news. So here's another new. So we have that one. Let's get rid of that one. So I can do news of things. I can save things that I've been working on. I can undo. I can cut. I can silence, and I can clean up. These are the most often performed functions that I use this tool for. And I can customize which of the functions show up here by checking it on this Customize button. That's what I think is really cool. So I spend all of my time in the Customize menu because I've customized it to what I want. There you go. There's number one for using WavePad. And the next thing that I'm going to show you is just how easy it is to record. Here I go down and I hit the record button, and here's my recording going on in the background. Now the thing, once again, that I like to make sure is that I keep my wave or my strength bar out of the red. So you can see it jumped up there to the red a couple times. Here now it's nicely in the high orange. So I like this area. And you can see the wave pattern that produces. These spikes here comes a spike. Wow, that was a big spike. But you can see how these spikes come in and they appear on the waveform. So while you're recording, you see all of this on the waveform. So you minimize the window, and then quite often what I do is I bring up, for instance, a particular script. So here's a script, and I go into it, and down here it says, this is the sample script, so I go ahead and I read that while I've got the audio tool running, and then all I do is I bring it back up, and when I'm done, I hit stop. Now, the recording has stopped. This is at the point at which you edit it. Now I'm going to maximize it so it fills the entire screen here. And then I'm going to go as far left as I can. Oh, it looks like I'm seeing the entire thing. And I want to zoom in, at least one. And let's make sure, okay, I'm far left. So there wasn't a lot of lead in here. Now, what I like to do, and what you want to do is you want to process your raw file as little as possible. But what I like to do is, you notice if I had more silence in here, there's a little bit of noise still, even though I have the eyeball and I have the shock mount. So what I like to do is I go in here and you go to noise reduction on cleanup. And by the way, I don't know where cleanup would be. Edit. There's edit cleanup. So I'm not sure where any of these things are off my custom menu. So customize the menu to get all these big tools up here by hitting customize under the custom menu. And under here, under the cleanup, by hitting the pull down menu and then scrolling right, I can do noise reduction. And the first thing you do is you grab a sample of supposed silence to get just how bad the noise is. And I've already done that. And then the next thing that you do is you go and you apply auto spectral subtraction. And I don't know what the 30 is, if that's what gets set by the sample, but this is always 30. And I do noise reduction, and it runs through here. And see how my quiet periods become much quieter. I've still got the intakes of breath and so on going on here, but I've reduced the amount of noise in the background. And this is a dead quiet recording now. So I really like that about it. The next thing that I would do is I would go and edit this thing. So I'd come to the very beginning and I'd play for a while, and then I'd go, oh, that's not right. And then I'd go, oh, okay, so maybe from here to here, I didn't want that. So here's my cut tool that I put in my customize menu too. So I just cut out that section that I don't want, and I splice everything together until I get all my perfect takes from beginning to end, and that's what I end up saving. Now, when it comes to saving, you have two options here, really. Let me show you. There's Save Project As. Now, a project is actually a waveform project. So I can go back in here, and a waveform will have everything set up, and it'll have all my options and how I've configured things and stuff like that in a waveform file. This is kind of the local native format for saving things. The other thing that I want to do is with the right arrow pull down on this is go and save file as. Now this will allow you to either export an MP3. You can go down here and you can pick the particular type that you'd like to export. So you can export a wave, an MP3, WMA, that's a Windows format, all of these different formats. For Voices.com, they accept MP3s, but also sometimes customers ask for WAV files. So what I like to do is I like to save as a waveform or save as a WavePad file or project file, and then export as maybe the MP3 and upload it. And if people want a WAV file later, I just go back to the WavePad file, reload it, and I export a WAV file instead, if that makes sense. So that's the full use of NCH WavePad. And I'll tell you, when you go to the custom menu here and click on customize, it's really going to be important which functions here or which functions you decide to put in your customize menu. Here I've got new, save, undo, cut, silence, and cleanup, all assigned to my customize menu, and that's pretty much all that I use. So I love not having to jump around from menu to menu and check the various ribbons. I've just got one ribbon now, which has everything that I use. Now, if I want to create a new project, I just click on the little plus sign here, and now I've got a brand new file. I click the record button, and I'm starting to record. And then I click stop, and I can go back and I can edit, select things, and cut them. If I mess anything up, I can always hit undo, and then my various saves to the native format, which is save project as, and to export as MP3 files. So that's it for this lecture. I'll see you in the next.